Hi, I have just listened to an absolutely super book, and it's Helm by Sarah Hall. It's on the shortlist for the Goldsmiths Prize this year. That's not the reason I picked it up, but I just thought I'd mention that. Anyway, this is absolutely super, and it's full of the landscape of the Eden Valley up in Cumbria. And you've got a mischievous main character, the wind, Helm. And I believe that Helm, this wind, is the only one in the UK that has got a name. They've named him. And this is a wind that's known for its cloud formations over the Crossfell and its destructive power once it's in the mood. And so it's almost a mythical figure itself in the area. And in this book, we watch the wind watching humankind right from prehistoric to modern times. It watches the humans as they develop, as they evolve. He watches their habits, what they get up to. He collects trinkets. And he's playful at times, but he can also be dangerous. So you've got this wind. And this book is a patchwork across the centuries, because not only do you see the many faces of Helm, but you dip into the lives of those who've lived, who've come to Crossfell. You've got Nene, who's the leader of a prehistoric tribe who, in this book, this tribe who constructed Meg and her daughters, which is a stone circle in the area. It's fiction, but that somebody did construct this circle, but in this, it's Nene and her tribe. You've got Michael Lang, a religious fanatic who's returned from the Crusades, determined to exorcise Helm from the Crossfell. And to do this, he's going to drag up a giant cross and place it at the summit. You've got letters from a young wife to her sister, telling her sister how her husband is determined to destroy Meg and her daughters, this stone circle, with gunpowder. You go to Victorian age, you go to Thomas Bodger, who's a scientist sent by the Royal Society to investigate this wind. You go to the 1950s, where a young girl is put into an asylum because of her obsession with Helm. And then in more modern days, you've got a glider pilot who is flying up into Helm to observe the storm, to record the storm. And Selena, a young meteorologist who has gone to who's gone up to Crossfell to study the effect of the presence of microplastics in the atmosphere, because with climate change they think that the microplastics might actually bring about the death of Helm. So you've got all these stories that you dip in and out of, and you watch Helm interacting in each of these stories. I know looking at some reviews, some people didn't like this sort of scattering of narratives. But I loved it. That was, for me, that was the magic. It was part of the magic. Some of these stories had a nice conclusion, some didn't, but that's life. Not every story has a nice conclusion, does it? And they were vivid. You could see these characters. And as for Helm, you see this wind as a true force of nature with the power to destroy us, to destroy humans. That the humans that he's watching, if he wants to, he can just break them. We're his playthings to snap at his will if he so desires. He's this real powerful, I was going to say figure, but you know what I mean, this powerful force. I loved it. And for me, the scattering of the stories across the book, it's almost as though Helm himself has picked them up and just blown them around like leaves. I adored this book, absolutely. Helm by Sarah Hall. Fantastic. So happy reading. Take care.